What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name is Michelle and we are going to be watching the Succession season 3 finale today. We're at the end of season 3, y'all, so I'm expecting a doozy, and everyone keeps telling me like the finale is like arguably the best of all the finales, so I'm scared. I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared because nothing ever good happens in this damn show. So, well, my version of good and what this, I mean, I don't really expect anything good of this family. So I just think maybe they mean like the drama is gonna be really good, and that's one thing this show does excellent. I will say I really do like season 3 overall, and you know, you can't really tell how a season goes until like you really get the ending and it all comes together and it makes sense. But season 3 as a whole, I really have enjoyed. I would say for me, it's been my second favorite season. Season 1 is still my favorite, y'all. I still love season 1. I don't know, because it was maybe the first season that makes me like it. But yeah, season 1, I'd say season 1, season 3, and then season 2. And I know apparently season 2 is everyone's favorite, or I'm just speaking in generalities right now, but for me, I only speak for me, season 1 has still been my favorite, and then season 3 is like a close second. Now, I was of the let's redeem Kendall, but I wasn't always sure why. I guess because there's just something so pathetic to him that made me want to see him like, I guess there was always an attempt to try to do better that always gravitated me towards Kendall. But I am of the part, I think after the ending of last episode and the episode prior where Rava spoke to him about the way he's been like his interactions with the kids, I guess the point I'm at with Kendall is where I just kind of want him away from his kids. Like the way last episode ended and then the information Rava gave in episode 7, I guess the reason I always wanted something more for Kendall was because of his children. You know, it just sucks to have a parent who's struggling, so you want them to get their shit together, not necessarily for themselves, but more so for the children, because having a parent who's messed up ain't fun. I mean, granted, I never had one, but I can only imagine the trauma that comes with that. So it's like, I want it for the children, but now I feel like at this point, it's just no longer healthy for the kids, watching them sit there watching their dad drunk and maybe high, just passed out, completely out of it. Those things stay with kids, and I just, that wasn't a really good look. So at the point I'm at right now is just get Kendall away from the kids. I don't want him anywhere near the kids. That's kind of where I'm at this point. I want Rava to like put some distance, and the only way he gets close to the kids again, unless he can prove his sobriety, because at this point the kids don't need to be around that. I mean, you already have their grandfather spying on them in this war between him and their father. I just don't want, I understand that they're not like main characters, they're not characters in this story, but at the same time it is something that matters to your character, like your main characters, like those kids, that those are Kendall's children, and I do think they hold value to him given how he reacted when he couldn't find their gift. Like, that was just so crushing. So you can tell he loves them, but at the same time it's like he's taking advantage of the relationship that he has with them. Like, a lot of parents take advantage of the relationship with their kids and they just assume they're always going to be there, but once that relationship is poisoned, it's like it never really goes back the same way. And so at the point I'm at right now with them, and in particular Kendall, is just save the kids. And speaking of Kendall, we learned that story, the death of the bellboy, the valet, I'm not sure what he was, in season 1, someone's looking into it again. So I don't know where, I know Kendall said keep an eye on that, so I don't know where that's going per se. And we also have like Shiv and Tom's relationship. It's just so messed up. Like, there's no saving this relationship. I do think that Shiv, it's difficult because for me it's clear Tom does care and would like a loving marriage, or the way Shiv loves him is not the way he wants to be loved, and I do think that matters. But at the same time, I always come back to it, like, it sucks for Tom, but Tom is low-key making his bed because there's a trade-off he's looking for. He's looking for her family name, he's looking for her family's connections, he's looking for that power. And I mean, I think at this point with Tom, I think he just needs to be upfront with what he wants, and that's the power that she is adjacent to. He just wants that, because I don't see him ever being loved the way he wants to be loved with Shiv. And I feel like there is a part, I could be very naive with this, where Tom would or could be satisfied if he was just loved the way he wants to be loved by her. But then he's also shown a lot of issues being not talked down to, but being bossed around by his wife. It's a very like old sexist trope about men should, like, in the workplace and things like that. He's shown being very uncomfortable in that. So I don't know if he would ever be comfortable with just being loved in the way he wants to be loved by her. If he would or those feelings of I guess it's emasculating to be for him in a lot of ways, and for a lot of men in the workplace to sort of be in a position of or a lesser position, and a woman being a position of power over them. But it's also tricky when that's your wife for men who are insecure, and Tom has never not struck me as a man who's insecure. I do think that's part of why Shiv went after him. Weak, insecure, but very much a puppet, something she can control. So, you know, I always come back to they chose each other. And so all of the flaws and the man that sucks, it's like you feel for them, but at the same time, particularly Tom in the marriage, and I do feel for Shiv having a man who doesn't feel comfortable with you being in power, especially over him. Like, it's like you kind of make your bed, like you chose him for that and you chose her for that. So it's like, yeah, my sympathy for their marital issues, it's hard to feel sorry for people who make their beds. It kind of is, and I think it's you can find empathy and look to understand where it comes from, but at the same time, it's like, yikes, I can only feel sympathy to a certain level. Now let's get into this finale. Everyone says it's the best one, so I don't know what to expect. I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared. Let's just get into it. Grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever it is you like to do when you want your favorite reactions. Just get comfortable and let's get to.
Maud was tired. She was dead tired. Her head was dead tired, her paws were dead tired, even her tail was dead tired. Maud thought, I want to sleep forever.
Is this Iverson?
Isn't this a bit young for you?
Sometimes he still likes it.
Sometimes I still like it.
You all right, son? Your dad was okay.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Yeah.
Oh, when he was in the pool?
Seven, hey, that was perfect.
Hey, get out of jail free card. Another one.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hey, he's just coming. We appreciate what you did. It was nothing.
If you find him in the pool again, there's a C note in it for you to just let him sink, okay?
Oh.
Too soon, said the room.
Yeah, too soon.
Him overnight too.
Oh, he was admitted after that night? Oh, wow. So it was a whole thing. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Kenny.
Hey.
What's up, Ken?
Make a whole song and dance, okay? Well, I think we will make a song and dance. You nearly drowned, Ken.
Oh, he did almost drown. I thought...
Okay, I'm just
I knew
gonna
I saw air
grab my
bubbles.
kids, I guess,
Grab the
They can
kids.
stay here, I'm sure, tonight, if it's easier.
I'm not leaving them with him.
Oh, so they're better with you? Where's their mother? Because she seems to be the only sane one in all of this.
Thanks.
Okay, kids, let's go.
Let's
go.
No, leave the kids alone.
They're coming.
Oh,
All right,
Lord.
man.
He needs to be admitted. Does anyone have power of attorney over this man?
Hey, Dad, you good? We good?
What's going on there?
DOJ is going to likely hit us with an historic fine.
Oh,
Gojo's market cap has overtaken ours.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So what is it, son? Are you scared of pussy? Is it all screens or up the ass with you, or what?
Jesus, no. God, Dad, can we not? That was just being horrible.
If you need to get straightened out, get straightened out. Okay?
Yep.
Yikes. That conversation was a big old yikes.
No offense, but I don't think you have the technology or the orientation to get there.
And you don't have the content.
Well, maybe not, but we're flying like a rocket ship and you're sinking like a lead balloon.
Shh. He's blunt. He's one of the more blunter people that he's dealt with.
Your content is pretty cool, I guess, but business-wise, it's time for you to beef up or sell out. And you can't become a tech player because you and your business are just too old.
Go on. Talk to me.
Well, I think we fit. The street loves us. We're a strong buy. And you have this fine. Maybe you're tired. So I make sense as the person to take over.
Oh.
Now, if that's an option, if that's something you would consider, then...
Okay, now that is something I thought he was being upfront. I thought he was just going to wait for Logan to die and then make a move.
I would want you to maintain prestige. I'm not about making you small.
That you'd rule the roost. It would be your board.
But I would structure it so nice for you.
I like his character.
So what is this?
Just take a seat.
Come on.
Intervention? Please, please, kids, do an intervention on your brother. Please, please, please.
We just wanted to get together to let you know that we love you.
It is an intervention. Yes, please.
What?
Right?
Suppose I don't want you to die, so...
What is this? What's the angle?
There's no angle.
No angle.
There's no angle.
We're worried.
Exactly. You damn near died.
You need to stop trying to kill Pop. You're selfish. You're self-centered.
Connor, can just...
What?
Just...
I'm not allowed to say my piece?
No, you can. Just...
He's fragile. No, let Connor say his piece on how he feels too. Everyone needs to be honest.
But it's like, do you have any idea how it feels as the eldest son to be, promised something?
Connor is the eldest, isn't he? Why are they taking Connor out the equation? I know he has a different mother, but still.
I'm the eldest son.
Exactly.
What was that?
I am the eldest son.
Thank you.
Eldest son. And I must be considered, and I need to be taken into account.
Con, we're talking about...
Please don't walk away.
Shut up. What, you're hurt? I didn't see Pop for 3 years, but your spoon wasn't shiny enough.
3 years.
It is not all about you.
I thought you loved me.
Asshole. I do love you. I love all three of you pricks, but what do I get from you chumps but chump change?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for your mom's wedding, and I proposed to my fiancée. And no one has said congratulations, but I am the eldest son of our father. I am.
Is it because he has a different mother? And what did he meant by being he didn't see his father for 3 years? Was he taken from Logan by his mother? We've never really heard much about Connor's mother.
Hey, excuse me, what did you say to Jerry just now?
Nothing.
Why are you lying? Did he tell you to lie? Are you trying to have a baby with my dad? Because I'll be born old. I should probably say in Mattson did float that maybe they buy us.
And what did Dad say?
Off.
They stuck around?
You stuck around, yeah.
Oh, so did he agree in the end?
Yeah, we might need to talk company stuff.
I'm not interested, Shiv.
This man don't look there. He doesn't look all there.
I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important.
Can someone please commit Kendall into like a psych ward and get him some help, please. And he's not allowed to leave until he's cleared. Oh shit.
Okay, well look, Larry Vansittart is in Switzerland with Mattson, so he's looking for financing. Dad is huddled with Carl and Frank. Our market caps have tipped. The local town's been bought out by a new set of advisors. Something has flipped.
Dad would never sell, would he? Hey, asshole, Dad would never sell, right?
I don't know.
I mean, would he?
Kendall needs help. He's not fully there, y'all. Oh no. Oh, good God.
Shiv, I'm not here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you okay?
No. Far from it.
There's something really wrong with me, Shiv. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I'm not feeling very connected to my children.
Oh, God.
Or my endeavors right now. Get one thing right with another, you know? I'm
Takes a lot of strength to say this out loud.
I'm not a good person.
Well, whatever, you're fine.
I'm bad.
Lighten up, Glum Glum.
I killed a kid.
What? He's telling them.
I killed a kid.
Oh shit.
Is this real? What the
At your wedding.
What? Like,
Oh, shit.
Oh shit. Can you not at my wedding?
I was high, and I was looking
Telling them everything.
to score, but I drove, and he saw something, and he snatched at the wheel, and we went into the water, and then I left him in there and ran.
we gotta get you, come on.
It's fucking lonely. I'm all apart.
I mean, you crashed and then what? You ran?
I tried to get him. I dived a few times.
This sounds like the story of a hero to me. I would have been straight out of there. Serious, I would have been out of that water like a tabby cat out of a bath.
Don't, man.
Yeah, I get what he's trying to do.
Where do we go?
Bring him back to the chapel, stuff him in a confessional, that'll fix it.
Goodness.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, okay. Take that call. Leave me here with all the feelings. Thank you.
They are so emotionally unequipped to handle this, but then again, I think most people would be unequipped to help him unless they were.
Who hasn't clipped the odd kid with a Porsche, am I right?
Oh, God.
You know, one waiter down, that makes sense. It took me forever to get a fucking drink at her wedding.
Please, man.
Okay, yeah.
Gojo buys Waystar and takes a few assets, but it's Mattson's fucking board. Kendall, I know this isn't ideal, but we have to talk about this now. Like, I've called a car, let's just get...
Great acting. I just, oh God, this is not ideal. Oh goodness. No one knows how to deal with him. No one knows how to help him. I can tell they want to help him. They just don't know how to help their brother. That sucks. I don't doubt that they want to get him help. They want to help him, but they don't.
So we go see him and we tell him we just won't have it, right?
Selling? Riddle me this. Did they play a part in creating Waystar? Oh, showing compassion to the valet as he walks in.
Wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't like standing up to his dad. Like, what is it that makes these children entitled to Waystar? Like, like, it's like if your parents create a business, even if they say they're gonna hand it over, that doesn't mean you're entitled to the business.
I'm not busting in there crying Team Shiv, okay?
No, we let Mattson take control. That is Dad slamming the door. It means that he doesn't ever think that we will, can, or should take over.
I mean, can we even actually stop him?
A change of control needs a supermajority in the holding company. Mom got us that in the divorce.
Oh.
Slide him out. Say, Ken, chair. You or me, Rome, CEO. And the other one takes whatever they want, like studio, movies, TV.
Okay, but really equal. Really equal. I do think that even though this literally makes me want to vomit and I want to kill you both every day and it's all going to end horribly, I do think that we puke could make a pretty good team.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
Pass me the shotgun.
Oh, shit. I mean, I don't blame Kendall considering what he did with Iverson making him taste the food. Huh, so this is like a repeat of like season 1 with the no confidence vote, as well as the season 3 premiere when he tried to rope them in. I think Kendall is the question mark because he historically has never wanted to stab his father. Shiv and Kendall have always seemed willing. And once again, they're axing Connor out. Like he's not even included in this. Is it because he has a different mother?
Where do I fit in, Shiv?
What? Tom! Oh my god, every time it comes back to Tom's like, what about me? What about me, Shiv? What about me, Shiv? Like, what else do you think I married you, Shiv?
Why?
But Tom, once we do it right away, we're gonna offer him a medical card. Tell him that he needs to take some rest. And source to us kids, we'll get ATN to confirm.
I forgot they're part of the company in terms of like shares. So I guess they would have a say, but because I'm like, why? Like at the end of the day, he built this, right? So it's like, why do y'all think you're entitled to what he built just because you're his kids? I mean, but since they are part of the company, or I should say shares.
Hey, we're going in.
Oh. Send them in.
Maybe he knows what they're planning already.
Look, this is the best moment to sell. I don't get out, I leave $5 billion on the table.
Come on, Dad. What are you going to do with the $5 billion? Put it on your pile with all your other bill?
Mm-hmm, probably. Make your own pile.
You see, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I've got you. Come on, let's discuss.
Hey, Dad, I know what he said. I was there, but really, with Madsen calling the shots, we're strung up in the town square.
It's clear Logan is jumping ship and leaving them to drown to save himself, but at the same point, it's like y'all should have learned to sink or swim at this point.
You can trust me.
You can't trust him.
It comes down to Roman again, like season 1.
The three of us to ask and to say, do not do this, please.
Roman's about to die on the inside.
You need a supermajority, and we can kill it. And we will.
You're playing toy soldiers. I have you beat. You morons.
Well, no, because you need a supermajority in the holding company.
Because I need a supermajority. Is she still on?
Get who back on? Who's she? Their mother?
Your mother and I have been reviewing the terms of the divorce agreement.
Oh, shit.
Mom, you just slit our throats.
Please don't be angry. I think this is for the best. Peter's so excited.
Oh, it's for the husband? Listen, they got shit parents. I'm never going to deny that.
Dad.
They really have shit parents.
Please.
Please?
Please.
That's the deal. What have you got in your fucking hand?
That's your son.
Love?
You come for me with love. You bust in here, guns in hand. You talk about love?
You set the environment for them to come in like that. You raised them.
Dad, why?
Why? Because it works. I win. Oh, go on. F off.
These are your children.
Who told him that we were coming?
It was Tom.
Hey, Shiv.
Hey.
He's not your puppet. He's not a puppet. He's not under your control. Ooh. What? That is my favorite episode of the entire series. So how good was that finale? That had to be the best episode of this entire series thus far. From Kendall confessing to Mama Caroline betraying them, Brian Cox is everyone's acting, holy shit. And then the Tom twist at the end, oh my god. I can't right now. This was so, oh my god, that was I don't know where to begin. Roman sort of kind of like coming to the realization. I feel like, how can I put it? Throughout the series, we've seen like little moments where Roman can stand up to his father, but he doesn't. He wants to hold out on hope that his father will love him or does love him. And something that he does it's so heartbreaking in so many ways. This episode was just heartbreaking. These kids, it's like you want to fault them for who they are, but when you see their parents in like full action, it's like it explains so much. Like I feel like you always have to keep an awareness of the damage their father and mother has done to them, and it was on full display in this episode, right down to like, I want to say Shiv's decision to marry Tom. Because I believe it was back in season 1, the episode where they had the therapy. I distinctly remember that episode. And he says to her that you married a man beneath you, but you did it because you believe he'll never betray you, someone you can trust. And it's like, why do you think she did that? Because of you. She doesn't trust you. Like, she even said it, you can't trust him, to Roman. She chose a spouse that she feels she can have absolute control over, because there's something safe in that. There's a safety in being able to control the person that you're with, and it comes from a broken relationship with her father, who she never felt safe with. She never felt like she could fully trust him. She never felt like he had her back or wanted what was best for her. She was a toy soldier, a puppet. And in a way, she chose a puppet, and that puppet cut his strings loose in this episode and is looking out for himself and himself alone in a way. Or maybe he's rationalizing it like, you all never win. Like, I feel like he did say it in that episode where Kendall took a picture of him. Like, you never win. And so the way I see it is like, Tom in his head, he's gonna rationalize it as he's doing it for them, because they never win. Logan always wins. And it's like, and I also feel like it's not just that. It's not just the fact that he has historically seen Logan always take the win, but it's also it's like a combination of how can I put it? Like, it's that. It's history, but it's also his own refusal to bow to Shiv. Like when he says, "What about me, Shiv? What about me, Shiv?" Like, he wants power, and he's not looking to be second best in his marriage. He's not. I don't think he is, and I feel like I'm so excited for season 4, because strangely enough, it's like these characters, they all have like, it's like one comes up as like the most interesting. Like when the show started, Kendall got me, and then slowly but surely then Shiv, and then Roman, and then Tom took a turn. Like it just, they always come out like, it's like they're always like in a race to see who can be more interesting. They're all interesting, but there's certain times, like character turns. Right now, the character that interests me the most would be Tom. That shift, like he shivved her, like in a way he shivved Shiv, and I'm not mad at it, because for me, coming out of like season 1, because their wedding was really it was at the peripheral because of everything that Kendall was going through. So their wedding and everything that happened in that wedding is really, I'm thinking back to their wedding night where she kind of gobsmacked him with an open relationship or an open marriage, and just all of these things, these little betrayals in a way to what Tom believed his marriage would be, but then also Tom having ulterior motives and just this very antiquated belief of where a woman should be in a marriage. But you knowingly married her knowing she was going to be in a position of power. You married her because she was adjacent to power and they're more powerful or wealthier than you. And so when she exudes that, when she puts it on, like, yeah, it's sexy at sometimes, but other times it's emasculating. So I feel like it's a whole combination of everything, these little betrayals in a way, just bubbling up, and it kind of resulted in Tom cutting the strings, like this little puppet, like this little marionette that it felt like Shiv had him on, or the way she referred to him as like her meat puppet before. I believe it was the boar episode, the boar on the floor episode. It was around that time where I think it was either the episode prior or the episode after where she sent him in there. I think it was the episode prior or earlier in that episode, like poking him, saying, "Go on, you're like my meat stick." And he's like, "I don't care for you calling me that." But she's like, "Yeah, but you kind of are." Like, she was, those little things that like bubble up, like it's there, and it sits in him somewhere. And he has his own goals and his ambitions. And like the episode where they went off to the Hamptons and she found out that he was going to name her CEO. And then Tom is like, what about me? Like, where do I fit in all of this? Well, that wasn't the episode. She didn't tell him he was going to be CEO, but she's like, I got somewhere good. And he's like, what about me? Like, where do I sit? He's always like, what about me? What about me? Where do I sit? Where do I sit? So it's like he has his own goals. He has his own ambitions. And this marriage is part of his ambition. But it's like, it's not just that. There's another layer to it. And that's a desire to be loved the way he believes he should be loved. And I mean, he's not wrong for wanting to be loved in a way that he wants to be loved, especially when the way Shiv loves him is it's not all that great. Like, I mean, not to invalidate her feelings in this moment of betrayal, but I can only imagine the little betrayals Tom felt along the way in this marriage. I mean, he has vocalized time and time again he doesn't care when Shiv does these things, and she kind of just pets him on the head, very patronizing towards him. So you do find yourself wondering, is Tom just gonna take it until he kind of like squirms his way to the top? But I feel like Tom has now realized, like he's recognized, the only way I'm ever going to find a position of power is if I do it myself. And if that means I have to betray Shiv to get it, then I will. But probably, I don't know, I have to get to the next episode or like the next season, but probably in Tom's mind, he's like, I'm doing it for the both of us. Like, you will benefit. And he's probably rationalizing it. Just that feeling of him touching her shoulders and him now being above her. It's that little power dynamic switch that they did in that moment. And oh my God, chills. And then like just Connor finally having his moment of I'm the eldest son and being away from Logan for like 3 years. I feel like there's just so much we don't really know about Connor's dynamic with his mother and what happened there, and the siblings and how they all, like, I call them like the trio, like those three, and then Connor's like sort of always the odd man out. And I feel like he doesn't, I feel like it's an affect of their childhood, most likely. Like, I don't feel like it's intentional. It's not just because of his personality, it's probably because of the way he was treated that has made him feel like the odd, like the black, not like the black sheep, but the odd one out of his siblings, even though like he's like, yeah, I'm the eldest son. Like, that's why when Kendall said it, I'm like, Connor's right there and he's older than you, and he's like, he's not even recognized in their little siblings because he's a half sibling. And it's just so messed up because I have half siblings and I don't even like calling them like my half sisters or my half brother. I don't even refer to them as that. There's like, yes, biologically speaking, we only share the same father, different mother, but at the same time, like, that's not my half sibling. That's just my sisters. That's my sisters. That's my brother. Like, you know, and they're not the odd. He's not the odd one out. Like, but I do wonder what happened there. And those 3 years he mentioned he was separated from Logan. Like, what exactly happened there, and what dynamic was enforced on these kids where they feel comfortable excluding Connor as the eldest child? I have to know more about that. And then Roman's like, I don't want to say it's like a conniption or an epiphany that his dad doesn't love him. I feel like there was this thing in the pit of Roman where he knew it deep down. He just didn't want it to be true. And so you deny all of the signs, you ignore all of the little things they say, you rationalize it, the hits, the beatings, you internalize it as your fault, and that this is what you need and deserve to be, like, this is your punishment and reprimand for your behavior. There's something wrong with you, because the alternative is he just doesn't love me, and this is how he takes it out on me. That's the alternative to him. Like, and so he just thinks there's something wrong with him. He internalizes it as if it's all on me. And so it's like, it just feeds into his psyche, and he just does things that are weird. I do think there's something more to it, because it keeps coming up. His lack of an ability to have sex keeps coming up. And I don't know if that's a sign of sexual abuse, because I don't think it always is. It's not like an automatic thing. Where if someone struggles with sex, it's because they were sexually abused. I don't think it's like, it's not to say, I think it's not mutually exclusive, but I don't know whether or not he's been abused. There has been a reference to Mo Lester, who was a good friend of Logan and was around the kids at some point. I don't know whether or not Roman was a victim of Mo, or if Roman is a victim of sexual child abuse. But either way, there's just something there inside of him that has left him disconnected from an ability to form an attachment, sexually speaking, with someone. Like he doesn't do well with relationships, and Shiv keeps mocking him with his sexual desires towards his mother or something. I don't know if it comes, maybe he wasn't sexually abused. Maybe what it is a lack of, like, his mother wasn't in his life as a child, and he fantasized about having her in his life, and maybe the only constant in her life was another man. And so maybe he saw that, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out, because if it's not sexual abuse and it's always linked to his mother, it could be a lack of a maternal figure in his life, not having his mom in his life, and then seeing that there was someone who was constant, and it was a sexual partner. So maybe that's the only way to be in his mom's life, is if he was a sexual partner, she would favor him. I don't know, I'm grasping at straws to make sense of it. If it's not sexual abuse, then what could it be that has left him, not to say broken, but just disconnected from that part of himself? But man, oh man, Logan's selfishness was on full display in this episode. You know, there was a part of me as I was watching that's like, what makes these kids feel owed or entitled to what their father has built? And then it's like, well, they are part of the shareholders, I believe. They do have seats at this table, so they do automatically get a say. So yes, that definitely handles that question. But there were moments where Logan's like, you know, build your own shit, and I'm like, okay, yes, I hear what he's saying, but did you ever give them the space to build their own shit? Did you ever encourage them to do that? Or like, what stage did you set for these kids to do something like that? Like, yes, in a perfect world that would be true. Well, not a perfect world, but how can I put it? Like, yes, if you did not create an environment where these kids did not have the space to build something, you continually block them, you abuse them mentally, emotionally, physically in some cases. Like if you prevented them from having that avenue to do something for themselves, if you actively block that for whatever manipulative reasons and disturbed control freak reasons you had along the way, if you actively block that, then it is hypocritical of him to say to build your own shit. You denied them that. You used your wealth, your influence, your position as their father, and you turned them into these toy soldiers, these victims of your abuse, constantly keeping them in like this spider web, and they were not capable of breaking free. He's just a selfish control freak who is obsessed with winning, and it's just I win. He turns everything into competition. And I do find myself wondering, is that something that made him successful in his line of work, because he does work in a very competitive field? Like did his competitive nature fuel that, or is it something that he developed entering into this business? Like, was he a naturally competitive person? Did something happen in his childhood where he had to compete in order to survive? Or is it like a developed characteristic going into the line of business that he's in? Either way, he messed up bringing that competitive environment into the way he raised his children and into the way he then encouraged his children to treat each other. Because the way siblings interact definitely has a lot to do with how their parents allow them to interact with themselves. Like I said in my last reaction, when my sister and I went at each other, she said absolutely not. No, you two are sisters. Even to this day, anytime my sister and I, like at this point, we argue and we can figure it out. Like after we argue, like I said in that last reaction, we hugged. She came to me, knocked on my door and hugged and said, you know, I love you. And she's like, sorry, and I'm not going to do that again. She hasn't thus far, but she and I, we can argue over the stupidest things, but by the end of the day, we will always make up. And my mom hates when she sees us argue, but she doesn't understand that she raised us that we can argue over stupid shit or over the big shit, but make no mistake, we will always mend that the same day. It's not going to spill over to the next day. It never will. And she doesn't get like, you made us that way. Like she hates when we fight, because she's like, when I'm dead and gone, like you two need to look out for each other. Like she's like, I bought a house, I worked to pay it off, I put the deeds in your names for you two to figure this out, like have each other's back. Everything I did was to build a relationship for you two. Like my mom, like that's why it breaks my heart to see the kind of sibling relationship that they have. Like they love each other, they just don't know how to express it. Like seeing Connor confess and the kids want, I can tell Shiv wants to be there for him, Roman wants to be there for him, they just don't know how. Granted, a lot of people probably wouldn't know what to say in this, so I'm like, I give them grace in that moment, because a lot of people wouldn't know how to say, what to say, how to deal with that. I mean, they even, like when they thought he tried to hurt himself in the previous episode, like apparently he did go under, he did almost drown, they immediately like staged an intervention. Like they called him over and they wanted to talk to him and let him know that they love him, they want to see him get better, they don't want to see their brother spiral out like this. Like they want to, it's just in these certain moments, it's like they don't know how. They don't have the tools to help each other and be there for each other. And that all falls on Logan and their mother. They screwed up big time, which is why when I see them like this, I think back to my relationship and the do's and the don'ts my mother laid out for my sister and myself. Because she's like, because once I'm dead and gone, and I will be dead and gone, it's you gotta look out for each other. Who else do you have? Yeah, you can form families outside of your blood relatives, absolutely, but you know, that's your sibling, you rock with them. You know, that's why this show frustrates. So like, that is your sister, that is your brother, but it's like you see the environment, the competitive environment, and the nastiness and just the awfulness their father has cultivated in their relationship. And it's like, how else would they know how? They don't know how to interact with each other other than the way they do, because that's how their father treats them. And then seeing him with Iverson, it's like it's so because one episode, like 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago, he has like, just in case Kendall poisoned the food, he has Iverson taste it. And then in this episode, he's like concerned for Iverson and like watch the kids around the pool. And it's like, what is it? Like, what is it? Like, do you care for them or you don't care for them? Is this how you show? It's like, I know it's not one or the other. It can be two things. It can be, that's what makes the show so damn good. Like, I feel like this is the pinnacle of Succession right here. It captured everything that I love about this show, and they put it into like 1 hour and made it and then that scene of Tom, like, I wonder if he knew from the second he got off the phone what he was planning on doing. So damn good. And I've been talking for 20 minutes because, you know, y'all know me at this one, I can talk, so let me end it here. But holy shit, this was the best episode. I can't wait to see the Tom and Shiv relationship, that dynamic going forward. Oh my, I felt Sarah Snook's soul. That the acting in this episode was this was the best acting I've seen from all of the characters. Everyone brought their A game for this one. Everyone did. But that scene, that ending scene of like the way Sarah Snook, like when she saw him touch his, and it reminded, you know, that scene where he touches Greg, oh my god, Tom, when Logan touches Tom, it reminds me of episode 7, the episode with his birthday, Kendall's birthday, where he's like, I'll remember this, and he touches him. It gave me like those kind of vibes, like that like it's like yeah. And then Shiv sees it and she immediately clocks it, and she like sort of protects him in a way, she doesn't say she thinks it's him. And then like just that moment where she walks away and she starts crying, and and then Tom standing over her. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see that relationship going forward. I am so excited because I felt like it's the dynamic switch that you knew was coming at some point. This dynamic they had was not going to last, and I think it's finally hit where I feel like it's going to go through in the final season. I don't know if they're going to be like this, or if Tom is just he found his moment and he struck, like he saw a moment and he went for it. And I don't know where that relationship goes from here on in. Like, I really don't. And I am so worried because they brought up pregnancy again, of her being pregnant, because she's like, oh yeah, like that after she spoke to her mom in episode 8, she's like, yeah, let's have a baby, and she got on top and she started like yeah, I think they had sex, and I'm terrified that she's pregnant. Like, Miss Ma'am, what, like, don't just go into motherhood to sort of like spite your mom in a way. Like, it felt like she came off that conversation with her mom saying, I didn't really want kids, or like, you wouldn't make a good mother, all this BS. And I feel like it was a direct response to her conversation that she had with her mom when she told Tom, let's have kids. It's like, oh shit, I hope she's not pregnant. I really hope, because they brought up pregnancy and like fertilizing eggs again, and just this season they've brought up pregnancy quite a few times, like Tom wanting to like have a child while he's in prison, and then Caroline bringing this up, and then Shiv saying she wants to be a kid, and them discussing just, oh my god, I just don't want her to be pregnant. I don't want a child being born into all of this. I mean, look at everything Sophie and Iverson are having. Granted, I don't think Tom and Shiv would ever be as bad as Kendall as parents. I don't think so. But holy shit, these kids, can y'all please like create some functional children, please? Please. Anyways, if you liked the reaction, go ahead and leave a thumbs up and tell me what you thought of the finale down below, and subscribe, and I will see you all for the premiere next time. Take care, everyone, and bye. And a special shout out to the patrons: Midgie, Maya, Jenny, Tawny, See-Through Battle Monsters, Terrence, Tyler, Juan, Beto, Freddie, Marcella, Gabrielle, Alicia, Carmdoll, Sushi Senpai, Cozy Cobra, Gazelle, Maddie, Kate, Victoria, Queen Lydia, Dexter, Cherishire Cat, That Weird Person, Shirley, Salty, Cammy, Wanyo, JK, Klaus, Cersei, Rosary, Kacha, Nino, Andrew, Christina, Donovan, Haley, Nicole, Lauren, Selah, KND, Nathan, Casey, Liam, Pierre, Glitchy Glam, Dazzler, Autumn, Autumn, Castiel, Erica, Sophie, Ivy, Morgan, Jordan, Zach, Marisa, Nandy, Jess, Tim, Alexander, Reen, Max, Ricky, Jake, Isabella, Amario, Jamie, Jesse, Mate, Jalil, Melissa, Teddy, Sebastian, Megan, Ann Van, Crystal, Claire, Melissa, Chancey, Soul, Botry, Jacob, Alexi, Rosa, Aslan, Jordan, Bryson, Cool Gal Nan, Andrew, Brat P, Bobo, Lucas, Maria, Ashlyn, Alex, Mikey, Mads, Vivisha, Karen, Noah, Ilyas, Bree, Jackie, Marta, Shoehorn, Sammy, Alexander, N, Erica, Ava, Julieverse, Jill, JD, 1349, Eliana, Jacob T, Sarah, George, Joyce, you know who you are, Melissa, Kara, Michaela, Christine, Sheila, Noel, Chase, Uga, James, Valerie, Julia, Oliver, Sam, Michael, Mr. Nobody, Jamie, Luxon, RR Green, Harper, Miss CJ, Caitlin, Natalie, Synthesia, Velasca, Psych J, Ethan, Mahir, H, Miko, Emma, Sam, Lena, Jay, Ellison, Arafinway, Melanie, Brenda, Bart, and Nate. Thank you all so much.